and gentlemen, it's time for the Alabama High School Sports Awards, brought to you by the USA Today Network.
Talent will always be found. It doesn't matter where you play or where you're from. When you have talent, people will find you.
Some of the biggest names in the world of sports come together to honor the best high school athletes in the country. Alex Morgan, Katie Ledecky, Aaron Rodgers, Sue Bird, Shaquille O'Neal.
Now do you know my name? Yeah, you know, do you know my name? You know, my name is Fire, Fury, Power. My name is Legend. You know, do you know my name? Let's go. My name is Legend.
It's a celebration of athletic excellence from those who know it best. Here are your hosts, Heisman Trophy winner and ESPN analyst Desmond Howard, and the host of NFL Live and SEC Nation, Laura Rutledge.
Hi everyone, and welcome to the show. Tonight we get to celebrate one of the most passionate and exciting groups in all of sports, the high school athlete.
That's right, Laura. An incredible list of all-star talent has signed on to help recognize these amazing men and women. We're talking Aaron Rodgers, Alex Morgan, Chipper Jones, Sue Bird, Katie Ledecky, and the big man himself, Shaquille O'Neal.
I love it. You know, I actually think it's illegal these days to have a sports award without Shaq in it.
I think you're right.
So I'm glad he's on board for our show tonight.
Of course, and the Diesel has something in common with everyone else on this show. At one point or another, we all went to high school.
True, and while the time since high school has been a while, for some more than others, we all still remember the hopes and dreams and even the challenges of that memorable time in our lives.
And tonight, we all return to high school to cover a lot of sports and give out a lot of awards. If two people showed up to cheer for it, and those two people were your parents, we're celebrating it tonight.
So ditch the backpacks and summer reading lists and forget about that pop quiz you bombed in third period French last semester. It's time to celebrate some of the state's best high school athletes.
Of course, none of this would be possible without the generous support of our sponsors.
And you can't have a celebration this big without a little flexing going on. That's why we have sports broadcaster Abby Labar keeping an eye on the land of the humble brag.
Thanks, Laura. And speaking of bragging, we know you love to, and we love to see it. So tag us in your social posts, share photos and videos from your own celebrations using tonight's hashtags. Posts on Instagram or Twitter will be shown on the social media feed on the show website. Okay, so we know every award show needs a red carpet, and lucky for us, two former college football players agreed to host ours tonight. If you don't know them as football players, well, you probably know them better from another little gig they had. The Bachelorette and The Bachelor, my friends Tyler Cameron and Matt James.
Thanks, Abby. Matt and I are so excited to be here. We got out, got dressed up, and stepped into our freshest kicks to walk the red carpet.
Wait, are those my shoes?
Bro, you put them in my closet. I'm wearing them now.
Tonight we get a chance to salute some show-out high school athletes. So who's handing out the roses? I mean the awards tonight.
Careful now. We talked about this and we let that go. We were playing sports long before our bachelor days, so we know how exciting this must be for you.
But tonight's not about us. It's about the athletes of today. The records they're breaking, the bars they're raising, and the names we'll be reading and remembering in the future.
So let's hear from them right here on the American Family Care red carpet.
And even though we're not strutting our stuff and getting the inside scoop on the live red carpet, we've got pretty creative.
That's right. You guys shared your favorite moments from the past year straight from the source.
Roll it.
My favorite memory was from this indoor track season in the girls 4x400 meter, where we were placed in the first, which is the slowest heat. This was the last event of the state meet and my high school career. The 3,200-meter race that I was in was 10 minutes before the 4x400. Each one of the girls gave everything we had for this last race, but we had to watch and hope that our time was fast enough to make the podium. We anxiously watched the fast heat run as the first and second place teams crossed. We counted the seconds and managed to make podium by 1 second.
Well, we had a situation where a few of our team members, something happened to them and we lost them for a few games, and although it cost us a few of those games without them, it actually brought us together in the end and ended up playing better on the back half of the season.
Probably either breaking the state record in the mile last week or my team getting third in indoor and outdoor state with only 7 girls competing.
Thanks for sending those in. We love hearing your stories.
All right, let's get this party started. Back to you, Laurie and Des.
Thanks, guys. I don't know about you, Desmond, but I'm ready to start giving these kids some of their hard-earned awards.
Hey, let's do it. We're going to kick things off in the pool. Here to help us dive right in is one of the most decorated female swimmers in U.S. history, the legendary Katie Ledecky.
Katie Ledecky burst on the competitive swimming scene at 15 years old. At the London Olympics, she took home the gold and the first of many Olympic medals. She's added 4 more golds, 15 world championships, 2 NCAA titles, and a whole bunch of freestyle world records. The recent Stanford grad is back in the pool, training for Tokyo.
Hey everybody, Katie Ledecky talking to all you swimmers and divers out there. I know a lot of the world puts us all together in one big group because we spend half of our time in the pool and the other half of the time trying to get chlorine out of our hair. But we are a very diverse group. Divers launch themselves off of boards and platforms of varying heights, and swimmers employ a bunch of different strokes and distances, each with its own unique demands. That's why I'm here. So I can speak to all of you individuals and tell you the key to success in your water world is to always, always, always keep moving forward. Except, of course, anyone who competes in backstroke or performs back dives. That advice would be very bad for you. You guys keep going backward. That sounded weird. I'm gonna go back in the pool. I'll leave all you divers to your diving and your backstrokers to your backstroking. I'll see you later. Here are the honorees for the Female Swimming and Diving Athlete of the Year. And the finalists are and the Alabama Female Swimming and Diving Athlete of the Year is Letitia Sim of Spanish Fort High School.
Letitia Sim turned in a pair of record-breaking performances in the final race of her high school career, earning Alabama Girls Swimmer of the Year honors. She set Alabama state records in the 200 individual medley and 100 breaststroke. Sim also owns the nation's fastest 100-meter breaststroke time, 59:01, for the Winter 18 and Under Championships. Alabama's top-ranked girls swimmer will continue her career in the pool at the University of Michigan next year.
Congratulations, Letitia. Here are the honorees for the Male Swimming and Diving Athlete of the Year. And the finalists are and the Alabama Male Swimming and Diving Athlete of the Year is Stephen Conrad of St. Paul's Episcopal School.
Stephen Conrad claims the state's top swimmer award after another dominant postseason performance in the pool. The St. Paul's Episcopal Junior set 4 6A 7A state records, 2 individual and 2 relay, to earn top honors. Now a 4-time state champion in the 100 fly, Conrad has committed to swim at North Carolina State in 2022.
If you had to name the sport that most pro athletes choose to play when they're not at their paying gig, it would have to be golf. It doesn't mean they're good at it, but it doesn't mean they're as bad as Charles Barkley either. But we decided to tap someone who makes their living driving for show and putting for dough. Here's Ryan Palmer with the Golf Awards.
4-time champion Ryan Palmer is no stranger to success. on the PGA Tour, where every week is a battle of attrition, he's taken home 4 Tour victories, 11 runners-up, 67 top 10 finishes, including 2 in the majors.
Hey all you golfers out there. PGA Tour winner Ryan Palmer here to hand out the golf awards. But before I do, I want to point out something about golf compared to other sports. Listen, I get it. There's no buzzer beating golf. No one is throwing the ball 100 miles an hour at you, and no one is going to smash into you at the top of your swing and throw you to the ground. That's all true. But there's something awesome about golf that you can't find in a lot of other sports. If you got a couple of hours to spare, you can play on the same courses that Tiger, Phil, myself, Annika and MB, or even Rory and DJ play on. Try shooting hoops with your friends at Madison Square Garden, or play 9 innings at the friendly confines of Wrigley Field. Let's hear it for the game of golf, where legendary venues are open to all. Here are your honorees for the Female Golfer of the Year. And the finalists are and the Alabama Female Golfer of the Year is Laura Birch of McGee-O'Toolen High School.
With a starring role on McGee-O'Toolen's state championship winning team, Laura Birch is this year's Alabama Female Golf Player of the Year. A multi-sport star for the Yellow Jackets, Birch was the low medalist at the Class 6A state meet, shooting 1 over par for a total of 109 as McGee-O'Toolen captured the state title as a team. She was also selected to compete in the 2021 AHSAA North-South All-Star Sports Week later this summer.
Congratulations, Laura. Here are your honorees for the Male Golfer of the Year. And the finalists are and the Alabama Male Golfer of the Year is Gordon Sargent of Mountain Brook High School.
Gordon Sargent capped his high school career with both individual and team state championships and is this year's Alabama Male Golf Player of the Year. The senior standout shot a 3-under par 68 to win an individual crown and lead Mountain Brook to the Class 6A state title. It was the second time in his prep career that Sargent, who will play for Vanderbilt this fall, was the low medalist at the state championships, matching the feat he accomplished as a freshman in 2018.
Congratulations, Gordon.
A lot of sports have similar concepts and equipment, boundaries, balls, and scoreboards, name a few. But there are 2 that make use of sand. One is golf, where it's to be avoided, and the other is beach volleyball, where it's embraced in all its gritty glory. Here to lend a hand with our volleyball awards is someone who knows achieving greatness is no day at the beach, Carrie Walsh Jennings.
Carrie Walsh Jennings, also known as 6 Feet of Sunshine, is covered in Olympic gold. The 42-year-old SoCal standout is the most decorated beach volleyball player in Olympic history. She and her former teammate Misty May Traynor won 3 gold medals and 5 world championships, earning the title the greatest beach volleyball team of all time.
Hey everybody, Carrie Walsh Jennings here. I know this looks like a volleyball, but in reality, it's a ticket to your future. Because the lessons you learn hitting this sucker around will come in handy down the road. Things like teamwork, determination, goal setting. You're going to need all of those skills. And then, there are the friends you make with this. Ones you'll have for the rest of your life. Priceless. So don't think of it as just a volleyball. Think of it as your secret weapon for success. And your honorees for Volleyball Player of the Year are and the finalists are and And the Alabama Volleyball Player of the Year is Raya McKinnon of Hoover High School.
Raya McKinnon takes home Alabama's award for top girls volleyball player after being named the state tournament's MVP on a loaded Hoover High School team. McKinnon led the Buccaneers with 21 kills and 11 digs in their Class 7A championship win over Spain Park. The victory was Hoover's first ever volleyball state title, and McKinnon, who is committed to the University of Louisville, was the guiding force for a Bucs team that won 50 consecutive games.
Congratulations, Raya.
There are some athletes today who have been so dominant, you only have to say their first name for everyone to know who you're talking about. They become celebrities, giants of their sport.
That's right. Our next presenter was an athlete like that during her long career. She made her mark as a teenager, practically ruled at Wimbledon, and was still taking home major titles at the age of 49. The name Navratilova will be in the record books for years to come. But for so many of us, all you have to say is Martina.
Martina Navratilova is one of the most dominant players to ever swing a racket. Born in the former Czechoslovakia, the former world #1, claimed 18 Grand Slam singles titles, added to her 31 doubles and 10 mixed doubles. 59 major titles are the most by any player, male or female, in the Open era.
Hey everybody, Martina Navratilova here, to tell you that you picked a great sport to play in high school, because it's a sport that you can play your whole life. I mean, look at me. I'm still out there on the court all the time, playing for hours, and I'm like 60. Never mind, you can see by my hair how old I am. My hair is thinning, but anyway, I don't know why I did that. Because you guys can just Google my name and kind of figure out how old I am and then Instagram me about it, whatever. Anyway, all the effort that you are putting in now, it can pay dividends well past your competitive playing days. Remember, you can love other sports, but tennis is the only sport where love is literally part of the game. Here are the honorees for the Female Tennis Player of the Year. And the finalists are and the Alabama Female Tennis Player of the Year is Grace Chien of Oak Mountain High School.
Grace Chien rode an undefeated sophomore season to an Alabama Class 7A state championship, sewing up the state's top girls tennis award in the process. Chien was remarkable in the state tournament, beating all of her opponents without dropping a set, and nearly won a doubles title as well, finishing runner-up with partner Lacey Schaefer. Chien figures to be a name to watch not only in Alabama, but nationally over the next 2 years.
Congratulations, Grace. Here are the honorees for the Male Tennis Player of the Year. And the finalists are and the Alabama Male Tennis Player is Luke Wolf of Briarwood Christian High School.
Luke Wolf had to wait 2 years to defend his title, but it was well worth it. Wolf won the #1 singles title in Alabama's Class 6A state championship, winning 6-2, 6-1 in his final match. Wolf also won a 4A, 5A title in 2019 and was part of 3 state champion doubles teams. Briarwood Christian set an AHSAA state record by securing a maximum 84 points this year at the state championship, with Wolf leading the way. He will attend the Air Force Academy next year.
Congratulations, Luke.
Bruce Springsteen once topped the charts with his iconic album, Born to Run. But for this ultra marathon man, those aren't words that you sing. Those are words you live by. Presenting the awards for cross country, Dean Karnazes.
Dean Karnazes, the legendary Badwater Ultramarathon champion, running 135 miles through Death Valley in 124-degree heat. He later ran a marathon at the South Pole. This superhuman and best-selling author has run 50 marathons in 50 states in 50 days.
Hey guys, Dean Karnassus here to talk a little cross country. But first, a quick confession. I only ran cross country as a freshman in high school. Our team won the state championships, and I figured that I couldn't top that, so I stopped running. Until later in life. Now I've raced and competed on all 7 continents. But enough about me. This is about you guys, the best cross-country runners from across the country. Here are the honorees for the Female Cross-Country Runner of the Year. And the finalists are and the Alabama Female Cross Country Runner of the Year is Presley Miles of St. James High School.
St. James Presley Miles captures Alabama's top cross-country award after adding a pair of huge wins to her storied prep career. The senior took home top honors at the 4A state championship, beating her closest competitor by over 15 seconds, and the 4A sectional final. Miles will be taking her talents to the collegiate level next season, committing to run at Duke.
Congratulations, Presley. Here are the honorees for the Male Cross Country Runner of the Year. And the finalists are and the Alabama Male Cross Country Runner of the Year is Walker Cole of Oak Mountain High School.
Oak Mountain's Walker Cole earns top cross-country honors on the heels of his electrifying 7A state final victory. The senior posted the fastest time of any Alabama runner in any division, earning redemption after his second-place finish at states as a junior. Cole, who finished third or better in every race this season, will continue his running career next year at Utah State.
Congratulations, Walker.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Benjamin Barlow, Chief Medical Officer of American Family Care. We are so excited to be sponsoring the Alabama High School Sports Awards for the first time. While we certainly wish we could all be together, I am glad we still have the opportunity to speak to you, the best athletes in Alabama, and your families and friends. You have worked incredibly hard contributing your time, energy, and talent to high school sports across the state. In spite of all the challenges you and your teams faced over the last year, you continue to step up to the plate, work hard, and succeed. For that effort and tenacity, we are here tonight to celebrate you. Thank you for representing your schools and the state of Alabama so well. From all of us at American Family Care, congratulations.
We have loved seeing how you are celebrating. Thank you for posting and letting us celebrate with you. Now let's hear from some honorees with our friends, Matt and Tyler.
Thanks, Abby. One thing you could say about us athletes is some of us tend to be a little superstitious.
Some eat the same thing before every game, some listen to the same music, some people even wear the same sock for every game for years.
Really? Bro, those Sam's Club socks?
Come on, bro.
The thick cotton ones?
I know, but we had socks from our school. You wouldn't wear them. You would stink up the whole place because you wouldn't even wash them. You'd forget to wash them. You still do that same thing in my apartment.
Our days of superstition and pregame rituals are over. But let's hear about what you guys are doing to lock in the win.
Before I pitch every game, I end up getting on the mound and draw across with my cleat right beside the rubber.
I usually always eat an apple before I go out on the track and race.
I make sure I have the right shoes for the right race and always have a pre-race prayer with teammates.
Well, that certainly was educational. Whatever it takes, right?
Yeah.
What about you, Desmond? I would think a Heisman Trophy winner would have some good pregame rituals. Did you do anything?
Yeah, you know, it's pretty silly and goofy, but I used to put everything on in the same particular order. No matter if we're home or away, like the right sock and the left sock. You know, it's just, I know it's ridiculous. I do it now, even when I put on my suit.
You put your suit on in that particular order that you used to put your uniform on today? That's what you did?
Absolutely.
Well, that's what I like to hear. All right, that was very good. So moving on, let's get to our next set of awards.
You can't have a high school sports awards show without showing some love to all the bands out there.
Yes, they inspire their teams, energize their fans, and are as vital to high school athletics as uniforms and sports drinks. The Best Band Fan Favorite Award is voted on by the community and gives us a chance to give it up for the band. Here are your honorees. Here are your finalists.
And the winner of the Best Band Fan Favorite Award goes to the Elmore County High School Maroon Machine Marching Band.
When this band takes the field, you know it. The Maroon Machine is known for their extensive props and large sound. They take entertainment to new levels. Most of all, the kids have fun, and the crowd can certainly feel it. The band director puts his all into his program, and it shows.
Congratulations, great job.
Okay, let's be honest. I'm never going to suit up in a goalie gear and stand in front of a 100-mile-an-hour slap shot or block Shaq's shot. But I have put on a pair of tri-colored rented shoes and roll the ball down a greased lane with some friends. So with the help of legendary Chris Barnes, let's go bowling, man.
Chris Barnes, the Kansas native, has claimed 19 PBA Tour titles during his 20-plus year bowling career. This 2018 PBA Hall of Fame inductee has rolled 55 perfect games and is the only bowler in history to win Collegiate Player of the Year, the PBA Rookie of the Year, PBA Player of the Year, World Cup Champion, and the World Singles Gold Medal.
Hey everybody, Chris Barnes here to give a much-deserved shout out to my fellow bowlers. For some reason, bowling doesn't seem to get as much love out there in the world as some other high school sports. I, for one, can't think of a single reason why that would be. As the fastest growing high school sport in America, it seems times are changing. In our sport where perfection is an attainable goal, an accomplished bowler will always have a keen eye, laser-like attention to detail, and they'll have to make all parts of their game work together to be in absolute harmony with their surroundings, just like an athlete in any other sport. So I'm not sure why there is often this subtle lack of respect for bowling out there in the media. Maybe it's the shoes? But at least we don't have referees, right? Here are your honorees for the Female Bowler of the Year. And the finalists are and the Alabama Female Bowler of the Year is Gracie Connolly of Thompson High School.
The anchor for a Thompson team that has now finished as the state runner-up for 3 consecutive years, Gracie Connolly posted the best 3-day series, 628, of any bowler at the 6A, 7A state finals.
Congratulations, Gracie. And now for the guys' lane. Here are your honorees for the Male Bowler of the Year. And the finalists are and the Alabama Male Bowler of the Year is Alex Lee of Hoover High School.
Freshman phenom Alex Lee had the top 3-game series at Alabama's 6A, 7A state championships, posting a score of 690, leading a Hoover team that finished as the state runner-up.
Congratulations, Alex!
When you're on the track, you know records are made to be broken, and legends can be made in a fraction of a second. That's why you always have to come with your best. You never know when it's your time to make your mark and when the world is watching.
And the world definitely watched our next presenter. He remains the only man to win gold in the 200 and 400 at the same Olympics, the one and only legendary sprinter, Michael Johnson.
Michael Johnson, this Texan dominated sprinting for most of the 90s. Of his 16 major international medals, not a single one isn't gold. After becoming the first and only man to defend an Olympic 400-meter title in Sydney, and to this day, the U.S. records in the 200, 300, and 400 meters still bear his name.
Hey everybody, Michael Johnson here to help celebrate the amazing achievements of the athletes from the friendliest sport there is, track and field. I know all those other sports will be mad that I said that, but think about it. When most sports have teams come together to compete, they call it a game. Some call it a match. But when we compete, where do we do it? At a meet. You can't get much more friendly than a meet as far as competition goes. Speaking of which, it's time to meet our honorees. And the finalists are and the Alabama Female Track and Field Athlete of the Year is Roshni Walker of Northridge High School.
Roshni Walker was a force in helping Northridge win the state team track and field championship, capturing 3 Class 6A individual titles along the way. The junior was crowned AHSAA Heptathlon state champion, setting a record in the 100-meter hurdles and placing top 6 in all but one event. Alabama's Female Track and Field Athlete of the Year also won the state 300 hurdles event and was second in the long jump.
A 3-time state champion. Amazing. Congratulations, Roshni. And now for the guys' side. Here are your honorees for the Male Track and Field Athlete of the Year. And the finalists are and the Alabama Male Track and Field Athlete of the Year is Ethan Strand of Vestavia High School.
After a record-setting effort at the state championships at the Class 7A state meet, Ethan Strand is this year's Alabama Boys Track and Field Athlete of the Year. The senior distance runner captured first-place gold and set state meet records in the 800, 1600, and 3200-meter runs for Vestavia Hills, which claimed the Class 7A state championship as a team. Strand capped his unprecedented performance when he anchored the winning 4x800 relay, erasing a 7-second deficit on the final handoff to break the tape in 7:52.23.
Congratulations, Ethan. Breaking records and dominating. That's how you do it. Now let's head to the indoor track. Here are your honorees for the Female Indoor Track Athlete of the Year. And the finalists are and the Alabama Female Indoor Track Athlete of the Year is Crawford West of Vestavia Hills High School.
Crawford West is Alabama's Girls Indoor Track Runner of the Year after winning all 3 distance races at the 7A state championships, breaking a pair of state records in the process. The talented junior set a new 800-meter record, 2:12.93, then closed the day with a new 7A record time of 10:58.27. In between, she also won the 1600-meter race, running the only sub-5-minute time of the weekend. West will have a chance to defend her titles next year as a senior and has aspirations to run in college.
Congratulations on being the best in the state, Crawford. Can't wait to see what you do next year. And now for the guys' side. Here are your honorees for the Male Indoor Track Athlete of the Year. And the finalists are and the Alabama Male Indoor Track and Field Athlete of the Year is Ethan Strand of Vestavia Hills High School.
Ethan Strand is Alabama's Boys Indoor Track and Field Runner of the Year after sweeping the distance runs at the state's 7A Indoor Championship. Strand set a state record in the 800-meter dash with a time of 1:51.07 and nearly broke the 1600-meter state record too. The senior is signed to run at North Carolina next year.
Indoors or outdoors, you can't stop my man Ethan. A big kudos, Ethan.
is called the beautiful game. And with 3.5 billion soccer fans, that's right, billion with a B, around the world, I think you have a hard time arguing with that description.
Just like no one can argue that Alex Morgan is one of the most accomplished players, man or woman, in the history of the U.S. national team, and the perfect choice to present our soccer awards.
When Alex Morgan steps on the pitch, it is game on. With a knack for late-game heroics, Morgan's goal in extra time in the semifinals of the London Olympics helped propel the U.S. to gold. She would go on to win the World Cup in 2014 and 19.
Hey everybody, Alex Morgan here. I've been so fortunate with all the things I've been able to do thanks to soccer. And you might be looking wide-eyed at that list of accomplishments, so it might surprise you to know that in this interaction we are having right now, I'm the envious one. I'm not kidding, because you guys are in or just finished high school, and I absolutely loved my time in high school. It was Dunbar High School in Southern California. Go Brahmas! Our colors were purple and gold, and our cheer was loud and proud. Yeah, that stuff stays with you. I'm envious because high school is special. You guys have your whole life ahead of you, which is scary, but also really exciting at the same time. So congrats on all your accolades, and just try to really enjoy the ride. Your older self will thank you, trust me. Here are your honorees for the Female Soccer Player of the Year. And the finalists are and the Alabama Female Soccer Player of the Year is Haley Duca of Chelsea High School.
Haley Duca was the explosive catalyst for a Chelsea squad that advanced deep into the Class 6A playoffs, and she is this year's Alabama Female Soccer Player of the Year. The senior forward scored in bunches this season, netting 38 goals with 19 assists, while leading the Patriots to the state quarterfinals. Duca, an Auburn signee, closed her prep career with 100 total goals scored.
Congratulations on being the best in the state, Haley. And now for the guys' side. Here are your honorees for the Male Soccer Player of the Year. And the finalists are and the Alabama Male Soccer Player of the Year is Jackson Neighbors of Indian Springs High School.
The 6'8" Jackson Neighbors proved to be an intimidating presence on the field this past season and is the Alabama Male Soccer Player of the Year. The junior sensation was the driving force behind Indian Springs' run to the Class 4A 5A state title, earning tournament MVP honors after scoring both goals in Indian Springs' 2-0 triumph over Russellville in the state championship game. For the season, Neighbors scored a whopping 53 goals with 23 assists.
Congratulations on being the best in the state, Jackson.
Hey guys, it's Aaron Rodgers, and I'll be handing off some football awards in just a bit. Maybe I'll be saying your name, so stick around to find out.
When the pollen is more than you can handle, we're here to help. Our doctors at American Family Care see over 2 million patients a year. There's no appointment necessary, and we'll have you in and out in about an hour. American Family Care. Urgent care. Family care. Open 7 days a week, no appointment necessary.
Now, Laurie, you know they say defense wins championships. I know you won't get any argument about that from our next presenter. But even if you did, I'm pretty sure you'd let him win that argument.
Yeah, I'd sure stay out of his way. Also, those people haven't met you. But anyway, here to present the Defensive Football Player of the Year is T.J. Watt.
T.J. Watt, the youngest in an NFL family dynasty, was drafted in the first round by the Steelers in 2017 and became the first rookie to start at linebacker for the Black and Gold in more than 30 years. He has earned 3 Pro Bowl selections, led the league in sacks in 2020, and is a 2-time Defensive Player of the Year finalist. Defensive football, presented by American Family Care.
Hey everybody, it's TJ Watt giving some much-deserved props to the defenders out there. We all know that the offense is the one everybody likes to talk about and read about during the season. But over the long haul, history looks back kindly on those who defend. Think about it. The heroes of the Alamo, they were defenders. The iconic and beloved lawyer Atticus Finch from To Kill a Mockingbird, defender. Even one of the early super popular video games back in the 80s was called, you guessed it, Defender. And how would you describe a talented player on the other side of the ball? You call them offensive, like a bad smell or a horrendous outfit, like that uncle who always jokes weirdly at Christmas. So keep doing what you're doing out there on the field. People may go nuts for the quarterbacks today, but they'll always remember you defenders for years to come. Here are your honorees for the Defensive Football Player of the Year. And the finalists are and the Alabama Defensive Football Player of the Year is JaQuincy McKinstry of Pinson Valley High School.
Standout recruit JaQuincy McKinstry takes home the state's top football award on defense after leading Pinson Valley to the 6A state championship. The senior was the nation's top-rated cornerback in the 2021 class and starred on both sides of the ball, earning 6A final MVP and MVP of the annual Alabama-Mississippi All-Star Game. McKinstry signed with Alabama and enrolled early in January, where he plans to play both football and basketball.
Congratulations, JaQuincy.
A big thanks to TJ Watt for helping us out with the defense. And before we move on to offense, I was thinking, Desmond, if I could get you, TJ, and our next presenter on my flag football team, I could go ahead and just plan the victory dinner before the season even started.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Oh, man, I love to run routes for this guy. His accuracy and creativity as a signal caller make him a receiver's dream.
So more on my flag football team later, but he is one of the best and has certainly carved out a place for his name in the record books. Here to present is legendary quarterback Aaron Rodgers.
Super Bowl champion Aaron Rodgers holds the league's lowest career interception percentage and the highest single-season passer rating in history. The 9-time Pro Bowl selection was also named the NFL's most valuable player last season, the third MVP trophy of his illustrious career. Offensive football, presented by American Family Care.
Hey everybody, Aaron Rodgers here to hand out some awards to incredibly deserving high school football players. Of course, that got me thinking about all the things I love about our sport. One of the most underrated aspects of football, the terminology. I mean, we got the blitz, the bomb, the sack, wild card. We spike, we trap, we fly, we Hail Mary from time to time. Those are fun. No offense to other sports, but while they dribble or bunt, we hit the hole and shoot the gap. They can't stand tall with a Statue of Liberty or transform a turnover into a touchdown with a fumble-rooski. So what do you say? We get in victory formation as we salute some amazing athletes from the gridiron. Here are the honorees for the Offensive Football Player of the Year. And the finalists are and the Alabama Offensive Football Player of the Year is Connor Harrell of Thompson High School.
It would be hard to have a better year than Connor Harrell, who earned the top offensive football award for the state of Alabama. The junior led Thompson High School to a perfect 14-0 record and the Class 7A state championship. The dynamic dual-threat quarterback orchestrated Thompson's up-tempo offense with tremendous success, throwing for over 3,500 yards and scoring 47 total touchdowns. After a breakout season, Harrell will be one of the state's most sought-after collegiate recruits in 2022.
Congratulations, Connor.
Imagine for a moment what it would be like to go through your day carrying around something that weighs the same as you do. Now imagine that weight isn't playing nice and is fighting you the whole time. It would get pretty exhausting pretty fast. Welcome to the life of a wrestler. Here to help us award these Masters of the Mat is freestyle Olympic champion Kyle Snyder.
Kyle Snyder, aka Captain America, in 2016 became the youngest Olympic gold medalist and world champion in American wrestling history. He helped Team USA win its first world championship in more than 20 years. He'll be repping the red, white, and blue again when he attempts to defend his freestyle Olympic gold in Tokyo.
Hey everybody, Kyle Snyder here. If you want to have a long and successful wrestling career, you have to embrace a concept that is foreign to most Americans. I'm talking about kilograms. That measure of weight that school children and the rest of the world use with ease, but adults in the US can't seem to wrap their heads around. So if you already have a handle on it, you're ahead of the game. It's kind of like learning the language of your opponents. Що можете дати вам більше преимущество в конкуренції не думаєте. Here are your honorees for the Wrestler of the Year. And the finalists are... And the Alabama Wrestler of the Year is... Corey Land of Moody High School.
The top-ranked wrestler in Alabama continued his quest to put the state more squarely on the national wrestling radar, winning his fourth consecutive state title at 126 pounds in the 5A 6A championship. Corey Land hasn't lost a match in 3 years, and his winning streak now extends beyond 150 consecutive matches. The junior also competes nationally for Alabama-based Ironclad Wrestling and will be one of the top returning names across the Southeast next season.
Congratulations on being the best in the state, Corey.
We all have that person we look to for inspiration, that drives us to be better, that in turn helps us become an example for somebody else.
And the cycle keeps repeating. Let's take a moment to hear about some of the people who've inspired athletes at every level.
Hey guys, we're back. So let's talk about role models.
Being that person who inspires others is what it's all about.
So, we asked you to tell us who your role models are, and you guys had some great answers.
My athletic role model is my father.
Jesus is my role model as he led by the greatest example of loving and serving others every day.
And mine would probably be Nikki Hiltz or Emma Abrahamson, just because they're always so positive and just like talk about all the real things that kind of goes on in running.
Tim Tebow is one of my role models because of all his accomplishments and how he runs 8 different charities and puts on night to shine for kids with disabilities.
Chipper Jones here. Let's see who really knocked it out of the park this year. Coming up right after this.
Are you guys hungry?
Yeah.
All right, let's get some apps.
Let's do it.
It's as easy as that. Let us refill for you.
There you go, guys.
Wow, that was so fast. Thank you so much.
All right, cheers, guys.
Hey, I'll be right back. Okay.
No one likes waiting in long lines or missing the big moments.
Did I miss anything? No. That was quick. I know, right?
You want a beer? Yeah.
We're making it easier for you to get back to what you love without missing a single minute. Refill.
Did I miss anything?
Softball might be the most misnamed sport there is. First off, the ball isn't soft at all. Just ask anyone who's ever been hit by one. Secondly, pitchers routinely hurl it over 70 miles an hour, standing only 43 feet from home plate. So don't confuse softball for being soft. To present our next set of awards, here's legendary pitcher Jennie Finch.
An icon of the diamond, Jennie Finch caught the nation's attention pitching the University of Arizona to a national championship in 2001. 3 years later, she was on the world stage, helping lead Team USA to the gold medal at the Athens Olympics. She would later collect a silver medal in Beijing and go on to boast an outstanding pro career on her way to the National Softball Hall of Fame.
everybody, Jennie Finch here with a question for all you softball players out there. Why can't they make a great sports movie about women's softball? Is it really that hard? I mean, our smaller sphered cousin baseball has tons of them. Sure, there's that comedy All-Stars, but that's really more about the parents than it is about the players. Even A League of Their Own is about women's baseball, where there is no crying, not softball. It makes no sense. Our sport provides plenty of drama. I don't know about you, but I've met some unforgettable characters in and around the diamond. And you have a built-in audience dying to see their sport up on the silver screen. So for any of you softball players out there with a mile-wide creative streak, start gathering some fun stories, start putting together some characters, and getting them down on paper. And let's see if we can make a movie about the greatest sport in the world, softball. And while we wait for that, let's give out some awards. Here are your honorees for the Softball Player of the Year. And the finalists are and the Alabama Softball Player of the Year is Hannah Price of Rodgers High School.
Hannah Price was as close to untouchable in the circle this season as anyone in the nation, and she is this year's Alabama Softball Player of the Year. The junior right-hander racked up a whopping 486 strikeouts and 271 in the third innings, while winning 37 games, posting an 0.80 ERA, and holding opposing hitters to a 113 average. No slouch with the bat either. Price registered a .360 batting average with 3 homers and 28 RBI.
Congratulations on being the best in the state, Hannah.
In 1936, Major League Baseball became the first professional sport in North America to establish a Hall of Fame as a way to remember the greats of the game from every generation. Induction to the Hall is seen as the highest honor of an extraordinary player's remarkable career. To present our baseball awards is first ballot Hall of Famer Chipper Jones.
Chipper Jones was selected by the Atlanta Braves as the #1 overall pick in 1990 and went on to become a mainstay in a Braves dynasty that claimed 11 consecutive division crowns and a World Series title. He captured 2 Silver Slugger awards and was the National League MVP in 1999.
Hey everybody, can't tell you how proud I am to be a part of this presentation to all you hardworking baseball players out there. I also want to say how impressed I am at all the stats you guys use these days. Y'all have a measure for everything. When I was playing, we didn't talk much about range factors or wins above replacement or bequeathed runners scored. Heck, we didn't even know what bequeath was. The only time we ever talked about launch angle was if we happened to see the space shuttle taking off. And exit velocity was how fast the fans left after big loss. But by embracing all the statistical analysis, you're getting new insights into this great game. You're also probably getting a lot better scores on your math tests, so keep up the good work. And don't let your BABIP affect your WOBA, whatever that means. Here are your honorees for the Baseball Player of the Year. And the finalists are and the Alabama Baseball Player of the Year is Pico Cone of Chilton County High School.
Pico Cone proved himself to be Alabama's premier two-way talent in 2021. The Chilton County High School senior captured attention foremost as a pitcher, where the lefty went 9-2 with a 1.17 ERA and 126 strikeouts to just 19 walks. He also hit over 300 at the plate and tied for the team's best in homers and RBI. The Mississippi State commit has been a marvel of college coaches and MLB front offices alike. He ranked among Baseball America's top 200 MLB draft prospects, where they noted Cone is already touching 90 miles per hour with his fastball.
Congratulations on being the best in the state, Pico.
Many of the athletes featured tonight will continue their athletic careers in college.
But our next presenter's talents were so prodigious that the professional leagues couldn't wait. To hand out our basketball awards, we have the big ticket himself, Kevin Garnett.
Kevin Garnett, dubbed Mr. Basketball USA in 1995, was the first player drafted by the NBA straight out of high school in more than 20 years. This 15-time All-Star earned MVP and Defensive Player of the Year honors and an Olympic gold medal. Here he is, the big ticket himself.
Hey, KG here. I know all you girls and guys have worked really hard in high school. Have totally earned all the props and recognition you're getting. But no matter how long you play this game, know one thing they will never teach you at any point along the way is how to give out awards. I tell you right now, it's not easy. It's great that our country is a melting pot and we have people from all over. But that also means that the names can be pronounced a million different ways. So be kind to the big ticket, if you will. If I accidentally mispronounce your name or if I don't get your name right perfectly, no disrespect. I have just seen these winners' names and I'm gonna try my best, okay? So let's get to it. Here are some honorees for the Female Basketball Player of the Year. And the finalists are and the Alabama Female Basketball Player of the Year is Renaya Kelly of Hoover High School.
After leading Hoover to its third Class 7A state title in the last 5 years, Renaya Kelly is this year's Alabama Girls Basketball Player of the Year. The sophomore point guard earned tournament MVP honors with a 24-point effort in the title-clinching win over Hewitt-Trussville, shooting 10 of 11 from the free throw line. Kelly also grabbed 8 rebounds and nailed a pair of key three-pointers to help secure the state title.
Congratulations, Renaya. And now for the ballers on the guys' side. Here are your honorees for the Male Basketball Player of the Year. And the finalists are and the Alabama Male Basketball Player of the Year is J.D. Davison of Calhoun School.
Widely considered Alabama's top collegiate recruit, J.D. Davison is this year's Alabama Boys Basketball Player of the Year. The 6'3", 175-pound point guard averaged more than 30 points and 10 rebounds per game this season, and he posted 45 points and 13 boards in a losing effort for Calhoun in the Class 2A state semifinals. Davison is a 2021 McDonald's All-American Games selection and has signed a national letter of intent to play at the University of Alabama this fall.
Congratulations, JD.
Courage means getting up after you've been knocked down. Failure is refusing to get up. Courage is getting up and doing something about it.
Courage means being uncomfortable and being okay with that.
Be willing to take a chance and maybe go against the flow.
To put yourself on the line for something.
I was always taught that courage means doing the right thing when no one's looking.
Courage means stepping out of your comfort zone.
Courage means you're fearless.
Courage means facing your fears and saying, I'm not scared of you.
Courage means doing the right thing all the time, not just when people are watching.
Courage can mean that you're just not afraid to make mistakes.
Not the absence of fear, but I think confronting your fears.
One of my favorite quotes is by Mary Ann Radmacher. It says, courage does not always roar. Some days, courage is the little voice that says, I'll try again tomorrow.
Courage truly means so many things. Overcoming challenges is the very essence of sports. But there are times when adversity comes after the whistles have blown and the horns have sounded, and it's devastating. The Courage Award is given to an athlete who has faced tremendous hardship and through their strength and tenacity were able to rise above it.
In 2018, a traumatic on-field leg injury threatened to end Alex Smith's professional football career and his life. After 17 surgeries, a lethal infection, and 2 years of grueling rehab, he stepped back into the huddle to help lead the Washington football team to an improbable playoff berth. Here to honor our recipient and present the 2021 Courage Award is a man who is no stranger to hardship himself, 2020 NFL Comeback Player of the Year, Alex Smith.
There are a lot of ways to define courage. For me, courage is like beauty. It's in the eye of the beholder. And the grace exhibited by our Courage Award winner is something to behold. Courage can be found overcoming a sudden and traumatic event, or conquering a lifelong condition in ways the rest of us can't even imagine. What makes this athlete truly amazing is that they shared their very difficult, very personal story in order to help the next person who has the same brutal hill to climb. They found a way to turn courage into something shared, something inspiring, something beautiful. And the recipient of the Courage Award for Alabama is Brylan Miller of Brockwood High School.
Brylan Miller, a senior at Brookwood High School, was diagnosed with cerebral palsy at 12 months old. That hasn't stopped him from inspiring high school students across the state of Alabama. Miller has undergone a number of surgeries in his battle against CP, which is a series of disorders that affect muscle tone, movement, and motor skills. He played on the basketball team as a 9th grader before finding his niche with the varsity team as a manager, who at times felt more like an assistant coach. He keeps the scorebook at games. He keeps stats. His basketball knowledge allows him to contribute with coaches as they break down film. Last year, he spoke to students at Brookwood Middle School's Fellowship of Christian Athletes chapter about his experience in hopes it would inspire them not to let circumstances they are dealt hold them back. He said, "I never let a challenge get in my way. If it's something I wanted to do, I was going to do it, no matter what." Miller has not only impressed those around him, but those outside of his school community. He was named the Alabama High School Athletic Association Class 6A Region 4 Bryant Jordan Student Achievement Award winner. He was selected out of a pool of hundreds of nominees with athletes from every boys' sport eligible. He told reporters, "It was really special to me to know that my story was really an impact, and that I've really touched people's hearts in that way, and that I was picked in that region."
Congratulations, Brylan. You are an inspiration.
Hey high school sports fans, it's the Big Aristotle here to present some of the biggest awards of the night. So stick around, I've been preparing all week. I really hope I make Miss Swan proud. That's my 4th grade teacher. Definitely don't want to end up in detention again.
We've seen so many outstanding individual achievements in all different sports from this past school year. But now we focus on the heart of high school athletics, the team. And a crucial ingredient for success at any level, the coach.
And to present our awards for the best team and best coach, please welcome someone who is no stranger to success, legendary coach Urban Meyer.
Urban Meyer has found success at every stop of his coaching career, including 3 national championships. He's the winner of multiple National Coach of the Year awards, and this fall, he'll make his NFL debut as head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Hi guys, we know that good coaches and teams of this world are judged by the wins and losses. But we all know that there's a lot more behind the scenes. Strategy, teaching, training, and a lot of pushing. But a coach excels when his or her team truly comes together as one. And you know, it doesn't matter what sport you play, there really is nothing like being part of an exceptional team. It's never easy, of course. Nothing worthwhile ever is. The hours and hours of practice, the growth of a unit, going through all the ups and downs, the highs and lows of a season together. When you become a great team, a special bond forms between the players, the coaches, and the support staff. That's like nothing else I've ever felt. Yes, there's some magic needed to make great coaches and great teams, but don't take this old coach's word for it. Let's hear from some athletes who know a thing or two about winning.
A good teammate accepts you as you are, yet challenges you to become even better because they see the best in you.
A good teammate is someone who wants the same amount of success for you as they do themselves.
A good teammate is unselfish.
Somebody who always stays positive.
The way you grow, the way your game grows, the way your IQ grows, a lot of times is off the basis of how you're coached.
A good coach is consistent.
A good coach is someone that can motivate you to do things that your mind doesn't even think you can do.
Good coaches understand that their role is not just to coach, but to teach, to inspire, and motivate an athlete.
Okay guys, they really did say it best. But now let's give out some awards to some who've proven they know what it takes to come together as a team and bring home the wins. Here are your finalists for the Team of the Year.
Hewitt-Trussville High School softball team, Hoover High School girls basketball team, and the Thompson High School football team.
And the Alabama Team of the Year is Thompson High School football.
Thompson High School football will long be remembered for their miraculous comeback to win the 7A state championship. But in some ways, it's a fitting outcome for one of the country's most dominant teams. Thompson rolled through its competition, going 14-0 while scoring nearly 44 points per game, holding opponents to just 15 points per game, and winning by an average margin of victory of 29 points. They were quarterbacked by the state's Offensive Player of the Year, junior Connor Harrell, who was one of 6 first-team All-State selections, joined by senior receiver J.B. Mitchell, senior offensive lineman Connor Howard, junior linebacker Jeremiah Alexander, sophomore defensive back Tony Mitchell, and Swiss Army knife junior athlete Ryan Peppins. Together, they combined to help Thompson win its second consecutive state championship. It's likely you may never see another finish like it either. They trailed 28-19 with less than 30 seconds to go when their opponent, Auburn, opted to punt on 4th down from midfield. Thompson blocked the punt, returning it for a touchdown with 18 seconds left, then recovered a perfectly placed onside kick. From there, they maneuvered into position for Trevor Hardy to hit the game-winning 35-yard field goal and give Thompson a miracle 29-28 state title. Unforgettable.
Congratulations, guys. Well done. Now for the Coach of the Year. And the finalists are
Chris Camper, volleyball coach from Hoover High School, Mark Freeman, football coach from Thompson High School, and Carolyn Wright, girls basketball coach from Central High School.
And the Alabama Coach of the Year is Mark Freeman, coach of the Thompson High School football team.
The architect of Thompson High School's rebuild, Mark Freeman guided the Thompson High School football team to a perfect 14-0 record, its second consecutive state championship, and a ranking as one of the top teams in the country. Freeman, who now has 8 state championships as a head coach, inherited a Thompson team in 2015 that went 0-10 the year before he took over. He certainly has the program humming now, going 49-4 over his last 4 seasons, and his 8 state championships rank second all-time in Alabama. This season, Freeman was the architect of an offense that averaged more than 43 points per game and featured the state's top offensive player, quarterback Connor Harrell. Freeman's offensive ingenuity has long been held in high regard by fellow coaches. And this year's state title will be remembered for a long time. Thompson trailed by 2 scores with less than a minute left, scoring 10 points in the final 18 seconds thanks to a blocked punt, a successful onside kick, and a game-winning field goal as time expired to win 29-28. While it may be impossible to ever top such a finish, it's a fair bet to assume Thompson, led by Freeman, will be in the mix for another state championship next season as well.
Congratulations, Coach. Excellent job.
All right, guys, the moment we have all been waiting for. It's time to reveal the top male and female athletes of the year. Yes. These are exemplary athletes who have stolen the spotlight, dominated the season, and shown what it means to be unstoppable.
To give us a helping hand with the Female Athlete of the Year is the all-time assist leader in WNBA history, the great Sue Bird.
Sue Bird has been a basketball superstar for more than 25 years. She earned the Naismith College Player of the Year and a 3-time Nancy Lieberman Award winner. Bird was the #1 pick of the 2002 WNBA draft, an 11-time All-Star, 2 NCAA championships, 4 WNBA crowns, 4 Olympic gold medals, 4 FIBA World Cup titles, plus a dozen or so International League titles.
Hey everybody, Sue Bird here. We've arrived at my favorite part of the show. Female Athlete of the Year brings together the best of the best, all in one award. It's kind of like that scene in Endgame when all the female heroes assemble, only instead of lasers, swords, and tricked out suits, you gals have sports equipment. But you get the idea. The point is, you have all excelled in your individual sports. You have all overcome obstacles standing between you and success. And you all have earned our lasting admirations. So really, there is no downside here. Just one of you gets a little bit more of an upside. But you all leave tonight winners. All right, let's meet our finalists for Female Athlete of the Year.
Renaya Kelly, a sophomore from Hoover High School. Hannah Price, a junior from Rodgers High School. And Letitia Sim, a senior from Spanish Fort High School.
And the Female Athlete of the Year for Alabama is Renaya Kelly from Hoover High School.
Renaya Kelly staked her claim as Alabama's next rising girls basketball star after guiding powerhouse Hoover High School to a 7A state championship in her sophomore season. The 5'6" point guard was the pilot of Hoover's offense, averaging more than 15 points and 5 assists per game. Kelly had a penchant for upping her game when it mattered most, earning 7A tournament MVP honors after scoring 24 points, including a pair of key three-pointers late in the state championship game. The win was Hoover's 3rd state championship in its last 5 seasons. Kelly earned both All-Metro and All-State first-team selections for her play. The sophomore guard has already surpassed the 1,000-point mark, doing so in a big win over Spain Park in mid-January. ESPN already ranks Kelly as a 5-star recruit. Nicknamed Broadway, Kelly figures to be center stage across Alabama plenty over the next 2 years.
Congratulations, Renaya, a sophomore dominating the state. Can't wait to see where you go from here.
Now let's meet the contenders for Male Athlete of the Year. With so much incredible talent on display, we needed somebody of equal stature. So our final presenter of the night needs no introduction.
Yeah, but we're gonna give him one anyway, because if we don't, I know he'll call us out and he'd say, "Hey, there's Rutledge, why did you throw the Diesel some love?"
Wow.
So here to present our final award of the night, the one and only Shaquille O'Neal.
Shaquille O'Neal, the big Aristotle himself, is feared by opponents and loved by millions. Shaq's combination of size, speed, and strength led to 4 NBA championship rings, an MVP title, 15 All-Star Game appearances, an Olympic gold medal, and a first ballot invite to the Hall of Fame.
What's up, everybody? Diesel in the house, representing for all the major athletes out there in high school. It's time to give out the Best Male Athlete Award. Anytime somebody wants to put the word best next to your name, that is a major sign of respect. It means they know you do hard work to be great, but also you pay attention to detail. It means you rise to the occasion when your team really needs it. It means you make your parents proud. So let's give it up for the male athletes who are vying for the title of the best. And the finalists for the Male Athlete of the Year are
J.D. Davison, a senior from the Calhoun School. JaQuincy McKinstry, a senior from Pinson Valley High School. And Ethan Strand, a senior from Vestavia Hills High School.
And the Male Athlete of the Year for Alabama is J.D. Davison from the Calhoun School.
J.D. Davison departs the Calhoun School as one of Alabama's best high school basketball prospects in recent memory. The 6'2" point guard is a 5-star recruit and currently ranked as ESPN's number 13 prospect in the 2021 class. The accolades are endless for Davison. He's scored more than 2,700 points in his career and has been Alabama's Mr. Basketball each of the last 2 years, becoming just the 5th repeat winner ever. He was named to the 2021 McDonald's All-American team and was a 3-time All-State selection, as well as a state champion a year ago. Davison's season ended in the 2A state semifinals this year, but even then he delivered a dazzling performance, scoring 45 points in his final career game. He averaged more than 32 points and nearly 11 rebounds per game this season, and has become something of an internet sensation thanks to his exceptional handles and penchant for poster-style dunks, including a dunk as a freshman over a 6'10" center. Davison also hit an unforgettable game-winning step-back three-pointer to beat Barber County and win a state championship as a junior. His widespread success even led the Montgomery Advertiser to write that Davison has a compelling case as the best individual career in high school basketball state history, alongside other greats like Robert Horry and John Petty. Davison will continue his basketball career in-state at the University of Alabama next year.
Congratulations, JD. Best of luck rolling with the Tide, except against LSU. Dun, 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 dun.
What a great night. We have had so much fun celebrating your accomplishments, and we want to thank all the parents, guardians, teachers, and role models who have helped these amazing young adults get to where they are today. You're all so important.
Exactly. And to all the athletes, coaches, and winners, congratulations.
Yes.
Until next year, that's a wrap.
Yes.
Some advice I'd give to my high school self would be, don't sweat the small stuff.
I would tell my high school self to take time and enjoy the little things. High school flies by, and before you know it, you will be an adult. So have fun and enjoy the time with your friends and family.
Well, there's a couple things. I think one would to tell myself to be yourself. And a lot of times that's a lot easier said than done, but I know looking back, I was like every other high school kid, trying to figure things out, you know, seeing what your friends are doing, seeing what your family's doing, trying to see where you fit in. And I think a lot of times as kids, you know, we don't have the confidence to just be who we are.
Only surround yourself with people that you respect, that you love you back, that support you. You've got to have positive enforcement in every way around you.
Continue to be a leader and not a follower. Continue to do right things in the community, in schools, around other student athletes.
It's supposed to be fun. Work hard, put everything into it, but make sure that you have joy when you compete. It's not about the outcome, it's about competing with all of your heart for something that you love. The outcome, the results will take care of themselves if you do that. So make sure you have fun with your team, rejoice in each other, rejoice in your talent, and just go for it.
I think I would tell her first and foremost to enjoy the process and have fun and stay present in the moment. And then I would say to challenge herself and to kind of run towards her fears and get uncomfortable. I think that that's where people learn and grow the most, is making mistakes, taking advantage of the mistakes as an opportunity and learning from them.
My advice would be make the most of your high school experience. How you do that, it's about people, it's about relationships.
Be yourself and be a leader before being anything.